The righteous man will be held up to scorn, and the irreligious will be deemed wise. Those with twisted minds will be held intelligent, and those who declare that good can only serve a worldly end will be considered righteous. All this will result from spiritual poverty and a lack of enlightenment. Yet they will declare themselves rich and enlightened. The impoverished cannot surround themselves with grandeur, and this applies to both the flesh and to the spirit. Consideration for the soul spirit will be non-existent, and belief in immortality will be treated as a jest. The mind of man will either be set on worldly things or be clouded by a fog of spiritual darkness. There will be no respect for spirituality. There will be persecutions and wars, riots and looting. All manner of deceit and oppression will be practiced in the name of angry and vengeful gods. Worse still, all this will be practiced in the name of good, and men will blindly accept what they are told and execute orders running contrary to their natures. When spirituality has reached its lowest ebb and religion has decayed, the wheel will turn again. Man will either rise up with an influx of spiritual regeneration or go down and utterly perish in the dark depths of moral degeneracy. The world cannot be permitted to remain a spiritually festering sore, failing to serve any purpose. The discipline of the moral teachings, when fully practiced and lived, is the first essential step towards illumination. It is only by completely eliminating his own self-centeredness that man can become aware of the communicating point within himself, whereby he can contact the reality above. By this means alone, he escapes from a world of shadows and illusions. When the greater self awakens within, the peace and joy of spiritual consciousness fills life with splendor. But first, the childish struggle for worthless, unreliable things must cease. The spirit of man is like a caged beast, ever restless, ever seeking to escape to a greater sphere. But too often, the restlessness is stilled by the drugs of worldliness. The unenlightened man is unaware of anything beyond his limiting mortal wall, all outside the scope of his own ideas and interpretations. Yet his ideas are clouds of preconceived prejudices, and his interpretations deceptive illusions. He is dead to reality, entombed within himself. The spiritually irresponsible who seek a comforting creed are generally apathetic or selfish persons, careless of their spiritual life and its needs. My friends, the ultimate and final thing we must depend on is the soul spirit. Only that accompanies the individual into life eternal. But it is too late to come to this realization upon the deathbed. Those who have confidence in their future existence are the only truly contented ones on earth. Man should never forget that his most important aspect is the soul spirit, and he should not be neglectful of its needs and demands. He should not confuse it with the frail mortal body whose needs and demands, if given full rein, will override those of his greater self. Man must understand life. He must understand its forces, which play about him. To understand it fully is to know one's own destiny, one's own heritage of struggle, and one's own trials. Man must resolve on this inner search and follow its trail diligently. Great are the powers of the senses and the worldly desires to which they pander, to bind and blind. But the resources of the soul spirit are infinitely greater, if you will only call them forth. So stretch out and grasp the sword beyond the limits of mortality, and slay the enemies of the soul spirit. Even though you lack the resolution to fight for any cause, however great, fight for yourself, for your own preservation into eternity. Those who lack faith in the existence of truth, who cannot summon the strength to struggle, who have not the fortitude to stand the long weary years of preparation, will never penetrate the veil to see the wonder and glory beyond. There is a glorious eternal beauty shining over the universal vastness, and in rare moments of illumination, man may glimpse the everlasting in things which pass away. This is the message handed down through the ages. This is the message of all true spiritual teachers, all poets, musicians, and artists. All who beautify and glorify life convey only the same message in infinite variety of expression.